There's a lady on this app talking about how Christians shouldn't do yoga. I unironically agree with her. If you want to stay a Christian, you probably shouldn't do yoga. An intentional practice that invites you to connect with yourself, asks you to check in without judgment, gives you permission to focus on yourself and your body and do what feels good and comfortable for your body. That type of shit and Christianity cannot coexist because Christianity thrives on disconnecting you from yourself. Now, there are many reasons why every spiritual practice may not be right for everybody, and there's a lot of entitlement, I would say, in how white people treat yoga. That's a whole problem in and of itself. The point I'm trying to make is that Christianity functions best when it can actually effectively disconnect you from yourself altogether. And so practices like yoga that invite you to connect with yourself, it's the kind of shit that will disconnect you from Christianity, because Christianity invites you to speak to an imaginary man in your head and gives you preconceived responses of what that imaginary man might have to say about your behavior or like the problems that you're facing, etc. And usually that man makes it all about himself. Christianity, especially for women, is really just a way to disconnect you from yourself and connect you to the patriarchy. The whole thing of the patriarchy is you're living with the cis white man in your head telling you how he feels about everything you're doing. The male gaze, applied to yourself from outside of yourself. That is literally the thing that Christianity plants into your mind. And once again, especially as a woman, this is why they don't want you doing things like yoga. They don't want you doing things like therapy. They always advocate for like Christian counselors and things like that, because those are the things that invite you, once again, to check in with yourself rather than check in with a patriarchal man who sees you when you're sleeping and knows when you're awake and knows all the moves that you're going to make throughout the day, and they make him feel some type of way, even though he is the all-knowing, all-powerful creator of the universe. Why he's worried about like micro transgressions and their little micro feelings. Just such a good way to keep once again, especially women, disconnected, because the men that preach this religious type shit to you, they don't practice it. Trust me. Do me a favor, actually, because I really don't like to speak on things without proof. So do me a favor and go to the news tab of your Google search and then type in local pastor. Let me know what you find. Let me know if you think men are afraid of God or his wrath or his judgment or anything else like that or not. Because they know they made him up to oppress women. That's why men will go around this world acting however they want to, despite them being a pastor, claiming to be a Christian, claiming to be a man of God, whatever. They still just act like however the fuck they want. And then here come women. I need to be modest. I need to stop doing yoga. I need to stop thinking for myself. I need to stop doing all this. Like, men are not thinking like this. No matter how deeply religious and patriarchal they are, they continue to stay lustful, impulsive, and unrepentant. That's literally how they act. That is what they do. Because they know that it's women that lean on morality and not men. Men know this. It's women that'll listen to all this stuff and be like, oh yeah, how can I further, improve myself? How can I be more holy? How can I be more submissive, more patient, more forgiving? And men do not think like that. And very few men who think like that actually are Christians. Most men go into Christianity to justify their sins against women, children, and the rest of humanity. Notice the amount of problematic men who have adopted Christianity, gotten baptized, started having a Christian/right-wing bent on all of their content after they were exposed to be serial predators, serial abusers, harassers. They always turn to Christianity not because they plan to change, because they plan to keep doing it. And women are so naive, cooperative, and good-natured that they just go along with this stuff in good faith. and they miss out on the best parts of life, which is really getting to know yourself and getting connected with yourself, rather than constantly worrying about a man in the sky who is looking down upon you and like judging you. That is no way to live. Once again, especially as a woman, it takes away your critical thinking skills, and that's exactly what men want. Please don't fall for this. Stay safe out here. I love you so much.